This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show is the pursuit of speed. Now, this season, I've been racing in the iRacing Global MX5 Cup Series, which has brought out some of the fastest sim racers in the entire world, and I figured that'd be a great opportunity to see where I really stand. Where am I in that ladder or ranking system of the world compared to the best sim racers on Earth? So after the second week of racing, it was obvious to me that I was a little off the pace. The faster guys were anywhere from 1 to 2 seconds a lap faster than I was, and I consider myself a pretty good driver. So with this racing series, I'm showing those races, and I'm also trying to do at least one show each race that goes along with it to see what we can do to be faster. Last week, we looked at the points. I was going to see how we could do better in the points. This week, I want to see what I can do to actually be faster, to narrow that gap between me and those faster drivers. So during the second race, the class of the field was Adria Perez. And during the race, he actually ran a lap time of 1:45.799 on his second lap, which is over a second faster than my qualifying lap of 1:47.050. So I went ahead and matched these two laps together, giving you different angles of each car, slowing them down and speeding them up so we can really see the differences, really find those differences in time gap between his fast lap and my fast lap during that last event. We're at Okayama full course, and we're going to break it down corner by corner. Going into turn 1, we both set up from similar spots, and our initial braking is in about the same spot as well. But you can see that I brake harder and I'm off the brake much earlier than Adria. He does a better job of trail braking than I do, and he takes it all the way to apex. This allows him to get the car more turned and get back to the gas faster and stronger than I am able to. By the end of turn 1, Adria is nearly 2 car lengths ahead of me. Now let's catch me back up to him and set things up for turn 2. Turn 2 is actually a wash, and we both give a scrub of the brake. Again, mine harder and a little less distance than Adria's, but by the end of the corner we are even, and this carries all the way until turn 3. However, for turn 3, let's look at our positioning setting up the corner. Adria is all the way to the left side of the track, setting up turn 3. I am slightly inside of that, leading into the most important corner on the track. I get to the brakes first by a full car length, and then I proceed to turn in for the apex before Adria, and this prevents me from turning at any sharper of an angle. However, with the proper entry angle by apex, Adria's car is once again more turned and going to be able to get on the gas and start rolling out of the corner that much earlier than me. By the exit point of the corner, he is a full car length ahead with a very long straight to go. Now we're up to 3 car lengths. As we set things up for turn 4, we see that Adria is once again using a bit more track than I am. Only a couple of feet, but you do want to use all the track. We both go to the brakes at about the same amount of time, but I start to very lightly cheat or turn in for the corner early. And by the time we get to the beginning of the corner, my car is not nearly as rotated as Adria's is. And then, at the point of apex, he is also turned enough to start exiting the corner, and I am stuck still trying to turn more. At the corner exit, we are close in time, but he is already setting up the next corner as I am still trying to hang on and get out of turn 4. I carry good speed and match his time, but he is now at a much better attack angle and weight shift to enter turn 5. We both brake about the same amount once again, but I am forced to take a much harder angle and I hit the curbing compared to his controlled line through the corner. This gives him a half a car length as we set up turn 6. That's now 3.5 car lengths ahead, and Adria carrying more speed into turn 6 than I am. We both give about the same amount on the brake, but Adria just keeps more speed going through the corner and a slightly better driving line, giving him 2.5 car lengths advantage by the end of the corner and a better speed down the little straightaway ahead. That's now 6 car lengths ahead as we keep score. Heading into turn 7, once again, Adria is using more track than I am, setting up the corner. And I hit the brakes a touch before he does. But once again, the critical difference is my starting to cheat for the corner, as Adria stays wide for a later and sharper entry. And then once again, I get off the brakes first, but he stays on them all the way to apex. This allows him to stay tight on the corner better than me, and he pulls a very slight advantage over me by exit of about half a car length, for 7 total since the lap began. Approaching the very difficult turn 8, I hit my brake a full car length before Adria does, and then I get off them momentarily and then hit him again. I also early apex the corner as Adria's approach is wider and better timed, allowing him to carry more speed and pick up a few more feet of distance along with more speed heading into the full throttle turn 9. And that speed advantage turned that few feet lead into corner exit into another full car length at exit of turn 9. Now we are at 8 car lengths of difference. Heading into the final corner, turn 10 at Okayama, Adria takes a slightly wider approach, and I hit the brakes a full car length earlier than he does. We do get off the brakes at a similar time and have a very similar approach to the corner, with Adria drifting a bit wider through the corner than I do. But by him using more track on entry and on exit, and by using a touch less brake, he beats me off the corner and is leading by another full car length with more speed down the front stretch. That is now 9 car lengths advantage, and he is carrying so much more speed. In fact, if I catch me back up to him again and restart the footage, he gains another car length and a half by the start-finish line from that speed off the final corner, for no less than a 10.5 car length advantage over me, which equates to about a 1.2 second difference of lap time. If we were to run these laps at full speed, you'd barely be able to notice the differences between what we were doing. You'd almost think it was the exact same driving line. But when we look at it corner by corner, slow things down, we can see there was a difference in braking points. We can see there was a difference in entry point. How wide on the track were we? Were we straightening out the corner? At what point were we hitting the apex? And you can see that Adria was quite a bit more consistent than I was. So I hope this has helped you look at yourself, because if you can't look at yourself and find these differences, you're never going to get better. It isn't an act of God. This isn't rocket science that allows these guys to be fast. They're just doing it better all the time than we are. But you got to be willing to look at yourself. Are you doing it wrong? Are you using all the track, or are you cheating for the corners like I was? That's how you're going to find out what you can do better on your own. So I hope this helped you a little bit. Look inside at yourself. Maybe find a little of that pursuit of speed for yourself as well. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.